All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Recognize we have everybody present except for one absent, Ryan Tolley at the moment. If you would please stand with me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, brings us to the approval of the agenda. We would like to table agenda item that's down for later in the meeting, the review and approval of suicide awareness and prevention program. We got some things that need cleaned up a little bit in that, so we want to table that. So I need a motion and a second to table that.
Make a motion to table anything for this evening on the suicide prevention program.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions on that at all? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Was anybody sign up for public comment tonight? Vicki? No public comment. We'll skip that portion. It's going to be a quick meeting tonight, folks, so came to a good one. Consent agenda. Review and approval of minutes. This includes regular meeting June 17th and the special session board meeting on June the 24th. Review and approval of a claim docket. No fundraisers for this evening. Review and approval of donations. The donation we did have was new scoreboards for the soccer field from Fountain Trust, so that's exciting and we're really appreciative of that. And review and approval of the personnel report, which will become available as soon as we approve it tonight and our meeting's over. We'll be able to do that. So I need a motion, a second to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any question on any of those items?
Yes, I just had a couple just for my own, on the claims.
Mhm.
As far as True Green, and you probably can answer this. So how often are they spraying?
We have done for 5 sprays from spring to fall.
Okay, and then what exactly is it they're hitting when they come to spray?
I can show you a map.
Okay, we can have to do that.
Yeah, I've got a map. It's mostly perimeter fencing. They spray out the complex as well. They do spray. They're supposed to spray cracks in the student parking lot, cracks in sidewalks. But yeah, it's probably better if I just shared my map.
That's fine.
But
We'll
yeah,
do that.
There's a whole lot of stuff.
Okay, well, we can talk about that. And then the other thing, just a question, I hadn't noticed this before. One of the fund was paid out of Wabash River, paid for parallel learning behavioral. I guess I either didn't notice that. What
It's a
exactly is that?
contracted service.
Okay, all right. Okay. That's it for me. Thank you.
I got on the dash pass. What's a dash pass? I get sense on that.
That's the app that the elementary uses for school parent pickup.
That's the racetrack over at elementary school. It's an app that you pick up your kids. They've used it the last 2 years. So
Year and a half.
yeah, a year and a half. So that's what.
Just make sure that the correct parent is getting the correct child and that's being verified by somebody that they're getting the right vehicle or whatever.
Good question though. Hey, because I would, if you didn't know, I mean, what is that?
Heather kind of told me.
Yeah. She don't know.
They're gonna hate it, believe me.
Yeah.
I said it was unfair.
Anything else? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Old business, second reading and approval of policy updates. And there's a bunch of them, so I'm not going to read these off, but there's I don't know, 50 of them maybe, Vicki? Maybe more than that. PO 0166.1 through 7455. So, and these are, has anybody been on the school website yet to look at the agenda and see how, so you guys can pull all this stuff up. If you go to the new website and click on, I think it's under the school board tab, and you go to the calendar and agenda, and you see the exact same stuff that we can see, minus the personnel report. You can't see that until probably tomorrow morning, but you can look at all these policies that we're approving and see what they are and all that, and everything else. So everything's available on there now, so. So second reading on these, so I need a motion and a second to approve second reading on these policies.
I'll make the motion to approve the second reading on the policies.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions on any of the items?
Just one. This was on item 6230. It's nothing to do with the actual update, but as far as public budget hearings. So do we know when we're going to schedule one of those, or what's the next date?
Yeah, that's fine. It's coming up in September.
Okay, all right. I just happened to think about that. All right, I'm good.
Anything else? All right. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Next item was the table, suicide awareness. We're going to skip that. Under new business, next one, review and approval of exterior painting at the annex building. You have that quote with you?
I do. Here.
I think we can all agree that the annex has been an eyesore for 432 years. Okay, so
Yep.
we would want to do something, just to make it look better. I mean, it's, so we got a quote here for cleaning. This is from Patent Services. And here's what they're going to do. Power wash entire exterior clean with eco-friendly chemicals. Apply 2 coats of finish to windows on south side and all exterior man doors. Apply one coat of masonry seal grip primer, followed by 2 coats of desired color to entire exterior, the block only, up to 2 different colors. Wash all awnings clean. Apply 2 coats of white finish to all areas that are existing white. Then it has a note here. Any rust will get primed. Some awnings have fascia, some have pillars, and some have hand railings. This is for all white areas around the 8 entrances. So the total for everything there is $33,300. $6,300 for the power washing, $18,300 for the primer and the paint, and then $8,700 for the all the finishes, the white finishes, awnings, man doors, that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking at. Ross, you got anything you want to add on any of that, or?
No, the only thing I wondered about was that I had just seen that one. Do we want to talk about the, at the elementary, we talked about all of the brown around the top of the building. Does that, so I understand it's the awnings here. Do we want to talk about the same pieces here at the high school, around the?
I mean, I think that's
or do we
been,
wanna push that?
that's been discussed, definitely. So,
That's the only thing I would have.
Yeah.
Is if we want to plan that for, next summer. Or
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to get a quote on how much
something, or just see how
it's going to
more
cost and see what we're,
It would be as much if we have all the equipment here
right,
already. They could just do that.
right.
Well, I may be getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but the other thing too is that what Alex shared with us is that the cleaning, I think he's planning on starting cleaning like tomorrow. And he said that once we clean that, he said, maybe we want to paint it, maybe we don't.
Take a look at it after it's
I mean,
cleaned.
because the thing is that when if a good job is done, and if you paint it, which, I would love to see it painted, but we also just have to be aware that every 8 or 10 years, we're gonna have to hit it again. Does anybody have any idea why that thing was never, ever painted?
Right for that reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's legitimate or not, but it's just, he was great. He was on. He said, we'll do the cleaning first and see what we think. So I don't know how you want to
Well,
handle.
we could, I think we can approve it for that, with that understanding, approve the amount up, under the understanding, hey, after you get it cleaned, take a look at it, see if we want to continue with the paint or just if we're good with just the,
Right.
because he broke out the numbers here for each thing they're doing. So
Ross, would it make any sense? All right, I understand the sealer that he's talking about putting on there. does it make sense that we could clean it and seal it and then not paint it, or does that go together?
Sealer, I'd have to read through that again. Was there a sealer step, or it was cleaning and then it was
It
primer?
just said a seal grip primer.
Yeah, so the primer.
The sealer step was along with the paint.
Right, I think that was one
Okay.
product, was sealing and priming.
Okay.
I think we look at it after they pressure wash it, see what it looks like.
Yeah, because hopefully that's done here pretty soon.
Yeah.
If we pressure wash this and everybody says, wow, that looks a lot better, and then we can pressure wash it every 2 years instead of painting
Yes.
it
Yeah.
every 6 or 8, then
Be like, when that new building get
So
built?
do all
Okay.
the time.
Well,
Yeah.
but the other thing too, you start thinking out ahead. The other thing too is that, hopefully somewhere in the next few years, we're doing other things. And if it looks, if we're happy with it being cleaned, then maybe somewhere down the road when, other things are being done, then, okay, we want to paint it the same, you know what I'm saying? So,
I even thought about just painting the section that faces Fifth Street that everybody sees. And on that south side there, by the parking lot where people park, maybe put some kind of mural on that big square section that kind of sticks out, just something, I don't know. We got options.
okay,
So
all right.
we'll see.
If we don't paint and we have the money left over, could we then also do what Ross is talking about? Or would we
Yeah,
have to come
facial.
back to approve that?
We'd have to, that'd be a separate approval
Okay.
item, but and it's my understanding that these funds are coming out of those bonds that we still have. How much we have left in that, Vicky? Do you know?
I can look it
Yeah.
up, I apologize, I don't have it
Well,
off the top of my head.
I just know that previously we had earmarked like 250 grand for the SRO entrance, secure entrance, and we've changed that scope. We're just gonna build SRO office. So we've got a lot of money available in that we weren't gonna use for that.
Even after that, you had one room that was gonna be done with HVAC that we took off the list because he was able to repair the HVAC system
Right.
that was already there.
So these
So that was about $100,000.
right. So these funds they're available. Is basically what we're saying. So
All right.
So if we don't paint it, we shouldn't have to vote again if we just change that money over to paint the fascia, I wouldn't think, because we'll be at surplus, I'd say.
we will with the amount. I don't know.
That'd be $18,000 we wouldn't be using, is that right?
Well, it'd be more than that. It'd be 18, and we might still have them do the awnings and stuff, the fresh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right.
know,
Right.
So yeah, it'd be 18.3 is the
Railings.
the painting amount. So, which we might just have to do an approval. I don't know what to see about that. If we've already approved the money, but we're changing the scope of what we're doing. I think we got to do something there. We can't just say we're going to do this and say, oh no, we're not. We're going to do something else now. I think we've got to actually have a approval on that. So yeah,
Right.
painting.
Still
I don't know.
painting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, all right, well, I need a motion and a second to approve this quote from Patent Services.
I'll
Make a motion to approve. Go
Hey.
ahead. You're on my deaf side. I didn't hear the start. Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the painting, the bid from Patton.
I'll second.
All
so
right.
is that approved as it is then, or?
Approved to do up to what we've done, but with understanding, are you going to talk to Patton?
Yeah, can,
And just-
do you want to, I guess that depends, if we
Somebody
can,
needs to come look at
can it be approved to where that's the plan, but then the plan changes?
Yeah, we can approve the amount, but if he gets done pressure washing, we can be like, you know what, that looks good, we're going to just stick with that.
Yeah.
But we need to communicate with that
Sure.
with him, but
And then we
we're
quote.
we're approved up to this $33,300 mark if we go ahead with the painting.
We can approve it, that's if we're going.
Yeah, right, but we can stop it, so. All right, so I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Review and approval of student attendance policy. If you're on Covington Parents, you've seen seen this. And it's basically it's being handed to us from the state. It's not a Covington policy. It's a state policy on attendance. And a lot of this was in effect, it's been in effect, because I got a letter last year, so for my own kid. So,
It's changed a little.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what, I guess, comment on
Okay.
what has changed and,
Well, the Senate Bill 482, what it does do this round is it definitely defines a couple terms. And when I talked to the principals, they shared that, that was some parents and community members struggled with understanding what was excused or not. The state has now come up with 3 categories. One is exempt, which means it doesn't count as an absence at all. And they have a list of those. And so we listed them straight from the state website. Things such as serving as a page or honoree on a precinct election board, subpoena for court. So I won't read all of those, but when a student is participating in one of those, they are marked as in attendance at school, even though they're not at school. Then they have excused absences, and the big part is now if you even have 5 excused absences, meaning you could even have 5 absences with a doctor's note, the school is responsible for now having a meeting where they look at attendance intervention plan. Right. So, however,
is that per semester? Is that total? If you miss 4
it's,
for semester, and 1 second, that you're going to get a,
yeah, it says, and we actually, we put all of this in the policy, so there's no questions. Absences are recorded as absences, but do not count toward the limit that triggers a disciplinary referral. So excused absences, we do have to write a plan after 5. I think it says within a 10-week period. But that plan, so where I'm coming from has something similar. So that plan, we can literally put a box that says that there's not an intervention plan needed, that we met and the school was aware, maybe they were out of town or they were sick with something. But it's just so that we are documenting that we had a meeting and know what's going on. And that's all available for the state to look at. So we listed as many as we could, excused absences, and then they have unexcused absences, and those would be without proper authorization, which would be a doctor's note. And one of the things that I heard from the principals was vacation time is still kind of open to each individual, district. And so, and that was a little bit of a hard situation last year for one of our principals. So instead of having 5 times a parent it was 4 times a parent could write a note if their child was going to be absent, and that would be counted as an excused absence. We're going to go to, we went to 5 of those. And in order for a vacation to be excused, they would have to still have some of those 5 days. So they can't have used up their 5 parent note days
and then go on vacation.
and then go on another week's vacation. And we are asking that they give us a week's notice of the vacation and get prior approval. And then they have to obviously get that approved and get their work. Now, that's not saying if your child missed 4 days and you wrote 4 notes and then a vacation came up, you could still have that one excuse, and then you have some unexcused before anything happens. Now, at 10 unexcused absences in 1 year, that is when the mandatory consequences come in place, and that you're considered chronically absent once you've missed 10% of your days. You're considered habitually absent after 10 unexcused. And I wrote it all in here. I felt like the more we could explain it to our parents, I literally took the language from the Senate bill so that there's no contradiction.
I know the big question was, and I read it, but I can't remember if I interpreted it correctly. It said even if the nurse sends you home from school, Is that considered,
That's not true. That is
read
not,
that too.
that's not true information. The bill says an excused absence would be if we sent them home for being sick.
Right.
Now, it would still be considered excused and it would still be counted towards their days. So we have exempt now, excused and unexcused.
it's confusing.
And I think what it is we think about after so many absences, there's like consequences. And, you know, I can't speak for the purpose of the bill, but I think it's just wanting the schools to look at, once you have so many absences, do we need to like have a plan? Is there something wrong? You know, there's no consequence at that point. The consequences don't come in until they're unexcused and it's 10% or 10 days. The other issue the principal shared was that the steps for habitually truant students were very appropriate for middle school and high school, but when you're giving a kindergarten a 2-hour detention after school because they didn't get to school on time or they were absent, they have no control. Middle schoolers, I mean, they don't have control, but they can actually voice to us, though, what's going on, right? A kindergartner can't, and so we actually made a separate tiered response for the elementary school. It's very similar, and it's still at 5, has the meeting, and at when it's time to report it to DCF does, but it doesn't have the 2-hour detention and that kind of stuff.
Good.
I mean, I don't like it, but it's, you know,
Yeah,
it's what,
me neither, but
I mean, it is what it is, because it's not, it's out of our, it's out of our control, so.
Yeah, you really.
I mean, I send my kid to school sick so the nurse could send him home so it could be excused. We don't, because we don't go to the doctor. So, you know, so.
And we did put in the bottom that it still will be evaluated individually and, you know, giving response to the principal. We're not taking that authority away because there are exceptions always. But, so those are the big differences. The beginning just starts with the definitions from the state because I think that's confusing now that there are exempt, excused, and unexcused. So.
Now that everybody has that figured out.
Clear as mud.
We just need we need a motion and a second to approve the student attendance policy.
I'll make a motion to approve the student attendance policies.
I'll second. Got lockjaw down.
Yeah. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any other questions on that? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. All right, first reading of policies, 2340 down to 9160. Not as many this time around. First reading, so we don't need any action on this. There'll be second approval next month in August. Again, nobody signed up for public comment. So we're moved to administrative reports. And we had those to look at, our cash flow, revenue report, ECA schedule, ECA receipts, and ECA check register. You got anything else you want to add on that, Vicki? No? All right. Ross, you got anything for us? That's me.
Nothing new, we did, so we're planning on starting, or Zach is planning on starting tomorrow on the federal office. Eric was in doing a little bit of electrical stuff today to be ready for that, so looks like we're moving forward. We selected the windows and door for that, trim colors, and then got Shelby and Amy, they're helping with the paint colors, so we'll try to get that to blend in as best as we can out there. I think, I don't know if everybody knows or not, but the kitchen ceiling project, which was going to be a big deal, we have run out of time. It's not going to be able to get done before the start of school. So
Because of the materials, right? They weren't going to be able to get the materials in.
We've got a way we're going to go ahead and get materials all here for it. So we'll have that stored and then hopefully be ready to go day one of summer break next year. So
What about fall break or anything like that? Is that
he's thinking he needs
Christmas.
four
Christmas?
weeks maybe
Oh,
to get
4
everything
weeks.
done with the electrical, lighting, demo, and install the new stuff. So it's hard to find a spot. You know, even if it was 2.5 weeks, we just don't have
It'd be
that.
tough,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
once that ceiling's out, there's some of the other stuff we didn't think about was the fire suppression system for the griddles and fryers and stuff that are in there would have to be disassembled, and then can they get that put back in so we can pick up going. So we decided we would just go ahead and get the materials here and have it ready to go for a next summer start.
All right.
Yeah.
So that price is gonna stay the same, or
Yeah.
we'll have all the materials
Well, I
already?
wanted to, yeah, that's what the idea was there. We can lock in the materials, and then we'll, Vicki, I may have to help you, just explain that. We can resubmit for the next summer with the labor and stuff. Is that how we discuss that?
Well, we've got the quotes, right?
Right.
So we'll
If
put them in the system and it'll be held in there with the purchase order.
And then it'll just, but even for the labor, that's not done until next year.
Right.
So we're all good on that.
Make sure
Oh, the
you got
quotes,
all
yeah.
the aspects.
Yeah,
Well, it's everything we're trying to do. If that's the worst thing that happens to us this summer,
yeah.
God bless
We
us.
did get
Yeah.
delivery of the ventilation equipment for the welding booths. So I'm going over the installation on that. That's gonna turn into a pretty good size, install, I think. So, I'm gonna look through that and maybe put some feelers out there for some help on that. Me and Gary can get that done before we get students into the building. So hopefully we can get some help on that, get that all put in. But we do have everything there. We've got the last bit of the wood will be coming down. We've got steel on the way to support those walls. So that's moving forward. Those are the big things from this week. Still waiting on a quote for fencing. I was talking with Holly earlier, and that was the one I forgot to check on today before I came in. But hopefully we can get his quote in next week. And
For a fence, for where?
complex, the fencing replacement.
Who'd you reach out to?
It's through custom fencing, Montgomery County.
Try Bullseye if you have problems.
Bullseye,
Yeah,
where they at?
out of around Westfield.
Okay,
I just had them do some fence and attic, and they did a really good job.
okay. All
They're
right.
on top of it.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of that guy tomorrow. I meant to do that today, and that was slipped my mind, so get him.
How about the air conditioners? How are they?
We're moving along, so we should have air in the middle school office at the start of next week. They'll be here tomorrow to roof the curbs that are up there, and then Wednesday or Friday morning, I'm sorry, the crane's supposed to be here to set the unit. Everything has been removed from the ceiling inside. That's done, so we're just waiting on that to get set, and then they can get it ducted. So that one's good. That one's good news. Still waiting on, as we have known all along, that's the elementary units are going to be right up to the limit. We're going to go ahead and have inside work done in the classroom, so that'll be done. So in the event that the units don't get here in time, it'll be, they said they're willing to come in nights and weekends once they get it to get it all buttoned up. But for now, we're going to try to get the inside stuff done. Electrical work is ready, so we're just waiting on material basically. The one unit, there's only one unit that is not functional at all, and that's Mr. Noble in the elementary. So he's obviously our first priority. We can keep the others going. The other one that's getting replaced works. It just won't shut off. So we can get it cooled down. So it's not the end of the world if that one doesn't get. Nobles we would like to get done as soon as possible.
And then the elementary, the brown around the elementary, that's gonna
Yeah,
be a
reached out
little
to him
later
today,
than.
Yeah, and he's still, his goal is still get us done before the start of school. There may be a delay on that, just mostly because of the heat that we've had lately. He hasn't been able to do exterior jobs because.
Too hot. Can't paint on that hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
it'll
Next
bake
week.
on in a minute, won't hold up, so. I just talked with him today, and we're still gonna try, but that may bleed over into the start of the school years.
All right, cool.
What about where we at with the water fountains upstairs? Anybody say anything?
Yes.
Yeah,
I got
I didn't know about that until Holly said that. Most of the time, I haven't looked at yet, but those are just, there's GFC eyes on those, and they'll trip. It happens down at the varsity gym a lot, and so that one I'm used to. But these I didn't know weren't working until Holly mentioned that to me. So we'll have those running for start of school.
All right, great. Paul, you got anything for us?
So, the transportation side, we had our bus inspection and no violations. Thanks to Kevin Whitaker, he does a fantastic job. Got them all clean. He actually ran through with the new state police officer, just working on getting the paperwork and stuff we need to them, so that's good. On the technology side, Hoffs, I was with him until 6 o'clock tonight, making sure they got the doors fixed before you guys could actually get in this evening. I'm just sticking with them. They've been running a little bit slow on getting things. I don't know when they're gonna be here, when they're not gonna be here. So, I made a phone call, told them that they need to stick with this until they get it done. And today they wanted to leave at 4 o'clock. They didn't get to leave till 6 o'clock until they got it done right, so. They got one more panel to put up. That's over on the athletic entranceway. That's the gymnasium and the weight room. And then tomorrow they're going to work on what doors are not working over at the elementary. And then I think we'll be good to go. So that's the major thing on the technology side.
Good deal.
I saw some stuff on that claims docket from bots. Is that them working on the doors? Or is that totally
So
separate?
that's separate. That was, I don't know which amounts you're talking. We had we had replacement door locks. There was one that was the closer on door one that usually knocks you down when you're coming through. We got that one swapped out. That was an expensive one. It's an internal closer, so not like the rest of them. We did get that fixed, so it's not going to knock anybody or catch anybody's speed. Because that would just slam before you could ever get through the doorway. Yeah, that one was one of them. I got a new. After meeting with Zach, I went ahead and got the knob and everything keyed for the new Randy's new office. So that was one of them, and then just repairs for the other couple.
Good.
How are we on this door that was having trouble over
So
here?
the parts, that was another thing, that's Hoffs, it's supposed to be doing that. I covered that with Clay. He's our representative, and told him that, you know, that was even prior to them even starting on the key fobs. I said that needed to get done, so that's a different crew from Lafayette. The ones that are actually putting the key fobs in are from Terre Haute, so he was gonna look into that. You know, that was ordered a while back. So they're just basically door repair kits, the handicap access. You know, we're taking that down because it was such an expensive cost to replace, and it wasn't a need. So
Okay.
We just need to make sure we don't pay them in full until everybody's satisfied.
All right, what do you got for us? Anything?
I don't have anything. No, I know the budget's an issue, and I'll be honest, I had to close it last week, and I reopened it today. I got brave, and so we have a plan to get that to you as soon as we can. And this week we're meeting with Stiefel, and Chad's gonna help us. So
All right, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mark?
what you got? Former superintendent?
Per your last meeting's request, I did invite Mark Linscomb here this evening, but he had some kind of emergency apparently. I got a message from him. He's in Eureka, Illinois. I don't know what happened in Eureka, but apparently the whole grocery store is down.
Not chilling.
Power, everything. So he's up there trying to fix that. So he did promise me to get here to the next meeting. I told him what you were looking for was the idea of some kind of long-term plan for HVAC. Because I know you've got some of your buildings are still on the old boiler, some are on standalone units in the corners for each room, some are on rooftop units. You got a hodgepodge of stuff that's going on. So, I mean, I explained that to him. He was going to come and talk to you about what you do to develop what he could help you do to develop a long-term plan. So, talk to him again about being here in August.
Perfect.
Cool.
I guess just one of the things, somebody mentioned it earlier, just it'll be helpful if we can get, just some kind of status report on as far as all the projects we're doing now. Right? We have a pretty good idea what money we have available, but exactly where we're at as far as, what we've already spent or committed. That could even just be an email. If that's all right with you. But just, so we've got an idea where we're at that.
On
way.
that, especially on that 2000, that bond that runs out in 26, how much we have left in that still,
Right.
just so we know what we
Right.
have to work with. All right, any other board comments?
Mike and I have been working with the Cathenians to try to put some flowers out at the entrances before school starts, which I think they forgot is sooner than later. So hopefully we'll see, at least to get started, some potted plants at the elementary, work on the mulch, and then maybe some hanging baskets at the front of the middle school. Not as much to do out here at the high school because of all the concrete, but the goal is to maybe get started this year and then keep adding to, assuming that someone at the school will keep it up. Andy Tarquini has offered to help too for maybe a discount. So anyway, we're trying to do that to help make it look nice when everybody comes back.
Where we at with we discussed the probation. Where we at with, is it,
Oh, about having people,
yeah,
community service.
pull weeds?
No, you and I had talked about it, and it was just a matter of me getting, talk to Mickey Smith at the courthouse, and I have not done that. So I promised to do that. I'll do that tomorrow. I just hadn't.
Heather, we were planning to spread mulch like next week, so it was nice and fresh right before, so we knew that I'll have
Okay.
a little bit. They're mainly the elementary entryway we were gonna redo as much of that we need done next week.
A couple of the things I had, everybody got this email, but I think it's definitely going to be worthwhile, and I plan to attend. The Indiana School Board Association has their conference September 15th and 16th. And when I looked at the agenda, especially for us that are newer, there are so many things on there, as far as funding and just a lot of things that, for me anyway, will be extremely helpful. So I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that. Well, I think you and I talked about it.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things that, it's easier for me to do something like that because I'm retired. But there, just looking at the agenda, there's a lot of things that I know I can learn from it. So I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. And then I'm glad, he said something about long-term planning. I would like the rest of the board to consider having it become a regular agenda item, just long-term planning. Because obviously we know in the next few years, there's going to be some things we want to do, but in my opinion, you can't start looking ahead soon enough. So I would just like to see it just be a regular agenda item, if everyone's agreeable. I mean, we've talked about some of these things, as individuals and boards, but I just think we need to, be very specific about it and have that be a regular agenda item.
Just to kind of discuss where we're at on current things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's-
Exactly.
Even if it takes another, we used to have the work sessions or whatever.
Yeah. We're gonna have some of those still. We just
Okay.
haven't had any.
All right. I think that's it for me.
I just want to welcome Holly because this is her first. This is a good first meeting for her to be at.
I agree.
Not too complicated. So we're excited about the future of Covington schools and got a great team here, and we're looking to start making some waves in the Wabash Valley here. So we're, whatever that means, I don't know. But yeah, we're excited.
Don't want waves.
Yeah, yeah. Be like, what's going on over there, Kevin? So, yeah,
Make
so
some noise.
excited for her to be here and get started and get to meet people and teachers. And I know she's already met a lot of people, but
I've met a lot of teachers have come by, community people I've been trying to reach out to and reconnect with, and everyone's been so kind. I mean, everybody has ideas, which is great, but they've been really kind.
Well, ideas is what we want, so.
Absolutely.
All right, upcoming meetings, looks like our next meeting, would be on August the 11th, I believe. Monday, August the 11th, 6:30 right here. So, other than that, I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.